All right, guys. So far we've been able to build our deposit funds function, and then our next task is to build the check balance function so that we will know whether our bank transfer was successful or not. Um, so what we need to do is simply um, okay. There's something I want to just like remind on in case if you've forgotten. As I said earlier, this whole application doesn't really the data doesn't persist. That is, once you close the program and run it again, everything gets reset to default, right? So assuming we are going to build a real life program, we have to connect this to a database where the data is going to be stored so that anytime we come back, the data will still persist. But that's not what we're doing. We're just trying to test a simple usage of functions. All right, so what we want to do now, the next thing we want to do is check balance, right? So we come down to the check and balance function and let's build this. So what we want to do is that we're going to, after checking balance, right, then the user wants to check balance of a specific account. At this point, we're not also going to care whether the user is the owner of the account or whatever. We're just going to check balance. If these are passing an account number, then they are going to check balance. Assuming we're building a real life program, then we'll have put in authentication to check whether the user is whatever is the account owner or not. But in this case, we're not going to do that. We're just going to check balance from the account number that the user will pass in. So um let's say we want to let's ask them of the account number. So let's say target account number. So let's say the user will give us what? Let's ask them to give us account number. So let's just copy this from here. Enter account number, Control C. Let's do Control V. Input enter target account number. So they're going to give us the account number, and then we are going to print out the balance of the account number. So what we're going to do is that we're going to look to accounts. So we're going to say for account in bank, right? So we're going to say so we're going to say if account what we're going to say if account number, that is if account underscore number, right, is exactly equals to target underscore account number. That is, if the account number that we are currently looping through is the same as the account number that the user passed in, then we want to print out the account balance. So we want to print account balance. So where that account balance, we can say so we're going to say account, let's say current account balance is equals to what? Let's say this is going to be equals to the user's account. So we're going to say it's equals to account what? We're going to say account where is the balance? Account balance. So account balance. So we're going to say account balance, right? So we are saying that if the current account, so if when we're looking through all the accounts in the bank, if the account if the target account number here is exactly equals to the current account, that's account number we're looking on, that is the account number during the iteration, then we are saying that account balance is going to equals to what? The current account of that account. So the current account balance of that account. Um so at this point, what we want to do is print this account balance to the user, right? So we say um print uh let's make this an f string. So we could say something like this. Let's make this 1 2 3 4 5. All right, so let's say your account balance is, then let's say current account balance. All right, I'll like this to appear on a new line, so I'm going to make it in slash new line, and then this also slash new line. So let's set this. Now this is assuming we find the account number. Assuming we don't find the account number, that is after going through this whole loop, after looping everything here, after the loop, and we still didn't find any valid account number, then what we want to do is print out that the account number wasn't found. So we say print. So we can say so let's just say return so now assuming the account number wasn't found. Alright, you know what, for now I'm going to forget about this because I do not want to bring about confusion. Normally we could have just said print account number wasn't found, but yeah, but honestly we want to terminate this loop, so we'll just return to our previous function, the function that called us. So if account number wasn't found, so we'll finish the whole loop and we didn't find a valid account number, so we'll say print account number not found slash new line, control S. So I think it's time we check this if it works. So what I'm doing here is that I'm just returning, like, if when we've printed the balance of the account of the user's account, we're just going to return to the previous function. That is, we're going to come back to main here. So when as you can see here, we're not really putting any value because we don't want to return anything. We're not interested in returning anything. Really, I've forgotten whether this works fine in Python or not. Well, let's test. But I think it should. Alright, so let's run this and see. Okay, so let's clear the screen and let's run this. Alright, so what do we want to do? We want to check balance. So let's say we want to start out by checking the account balance. So we choose 4, then enter target account number. So now it's asking us to put in the account number we want to check the balance for. So we can say 001, for example. So so it prints out your account balance is 30,000. So now what this is showing us is that it's actually the program is working properly, right? It's checked the account and it returned us back to the program. So I think it's important for me to explain this concept a little bit clearer again. What happened was this. First, we opened our program. Maybe I'll have to do it. Alright, sorry for that. Alright, what we did here is this. I think it's important that you understand this concept. So we have our main function here. We have main here, right? So when the user starts executing this program, the user gets into this infinite loop here, and then they enter the input of 4. That is, the action they want to do was 4. Now let's check balance. So automatically the function check balance gets called. That is, this function here, check balance, gets called, and then the user inputs the account number, and then we iterate through the list of account numbers in the account, and then when we found a target account number, then we print out the balance of that account number, and then we now return to the previous function that called us here. So which means that this code here, this print account number not found, was never executed because we return. When you return, what that means is that you stop the execution of this function. Ignore whatever it is that is under the that is below the return statement and then go back to the previous function that you came from. But assuming we didn't find the account number, we will not enter this block, and therefore print here is going to get executed at the end. So, but because we found the account number, we printed it out, printed the balance, and then we returned to the function. And now upon returning to this function, we are going to come back to this point again while true, and then the loop execution continues. This is why when you input the account number, then it prints out the account balance, and then it came back to the main function again and it continues execution. This is the point of return. That is, whenever you return, it will go back to that function and it will start executing the function again from the beginning. So that is what we did. Assuming you're returning to just a function like this means, so it's return back to the function and start executing the function again from the beginning. But in some cases, it will just continue execution from where you stopped. Understand? So this is what we have here right now so far. So I think we should stop this for now, and in the next video we're going to look at implementing more things. But I think before we end this, let's still test our deposit function whether it's, so let's confirm that it works properly. So as we can see now, right now the account balance for account number 001 is 30,000. So let's try depositing money and see whether we can make them richer. In the account number 001, enter amount, let's say 20,000. All right, so at this point what we want to do is make their balance to 20,000. all right, so we want to add 20,000 to their account so that their balance, expectation now is that the new account balance for this guy is going to be 50k. So let's run this. So it says bank deposit was successful. So if it was successful, let's check the balance and see. For enter account number, let's say 001. all right, so it says 50,000. So now the account balance is 50,000 for this user. So our bank application is working properly. All right, so at this point I'm going to stop this video and then we're going to continue. In the next video, we're going to look at transfer, withdrawal, and probably finish the whole program. So let's exit. All right, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.